Hey guys, so my name is Vitomir, part of the team Molchanovs, and I'm going to share some of my experiences with world records. So my first world record was in Belgrade. I, I actually always like to attend Belgrade competitions because, well, I think the Serbians are best at organizing pool competitions. And competition in Belgrade is always amazingly organized. So this is why I always attend to the Belgrade competitions. And this record was actually not planned so much. I was training with the bifins anyway, just for training purposes. And then at some point I saw that AIDA just published that they have a world record benchmark for the bifin discipline, and I decided let's go to Belgrade, do a training dive. I think the benchmark was at that point 220 or 25. I was easily doing 220s at training, so I figured it's going to be super easy to make the record and to have fun on the competition as well. So my approach was quite easygoing, and I was actually going for a very nice training dive. On the first phase of the dive, first part of the record, as you can see on the video, I was quite relaxed, and I was not holding my hands in a very tight arrow position. I refer to it as like full attack position, because this gives you most speed. I was more optioning for relaxed and an easy dive, focusing on feeling of pleasure and enjoying the dive. And that worked perfectly, and I basically knew that no matter what I do, that the dive is going to be good, and that I'm probably going to do the new world record. So that's pretty much what happened. So in this dive, my speed distribution was around 45, 46 per 50, yeah. And this is what I consider like cruising speed, comfortable speed. The record was done in the first edition of open-heeled carbon bifins, and I really liked them. The soft model was amazing for me, so this is why I chose them. Of course, at that point I was training with medium, of course, but with medium also, but I kind of figured that the soft was much better to the things we need in the pool. Yeah, so basically my dive was very, very nice and enjoyable. I used 1.5 millimeter single piece silver suit, and I really like that suit. It's super soft. It's a really good suit for setting pool records. And I used the lobster weight system. I think I had 6.5 kilos or a little bit more on my neck. And yeah, everything went pretty good. I went out for the protocol. Everything was very clean, very, very stable. I remember even making fun with people around and the refs, because they were cheering me on and trying to say like, go out more, be safer, be stronger. I was pretty confident then that I'm going to be super safe. I remember going over the 25, the middle of the pool, and thinking, should I really push it a bit more or not? And I just decided, well, no need to push it. Let's just make it a really fun and enjoyable world record. So the Belgrade competition was great, really, really cool experience, like you would expect in a freediving competition. At least for me, it's always a good experience. But then that competition got me thinking about the potential of bifins, and I started experimenting on practice with some like different types of kicks, different speeds. I tried very long and relaxing dives. I tried dives that are shorter and explosive sprinting dives. So I was even able to do 200 almost 250 meter sprint dives. So I knew that pretty much however I distribute the speed, I'll pull it off. It's going to be okay at the end. So this got me thinking about turning 250 and making the absolute world record, because at that point the CMAS world record was higher. It was held by Goran Čolak, and he was the only one who turned 250, and it was 254, I think, something like that. So I targeted for 260 plus, and the next competition that where I could do that was the competition in Zagreb. I remember the Zagreb competition had 2 days. So on the first day I was planning to do the DNF world record, and on the second day the bifin world record. I was stuck with some problems and I didn't make it to the first day. So on the second day I was really focused to make the best out of this attempt and competition. So this time I decided to go to my maximum and applied a little bit of tactics. I decided to make my kicking focused on my ankles in the first 50 to 100 meters and be super relaxed, but without compromising speed. So my speed now, I paid much more attention to the speed. My speed was around 40 per 50 lap, and that's a speed that I consider good enough for me. So with this in mind, I did 100 meters like that. Then on the next 100 meters, I focused more on using the whole legs, so the quadriceps, the ankles, the hips, everything at the same time, but still enjoying it, not pushing it. Of course, as distance goes on, the technique deteriorates, and it's not easy to keep up the same position, same stream, everything. So this is why my speed pretty much remained constant, although it was a little bit faster. After turning 200, I remembered that my goal was to get to 200 very easy and relaxed, but with good speed. And after turning this, I knew that the only thing I wanted is to get a full sprint using only my knees and doing some knee kicking, but very fast. I didn't get much faster because it was very hard at that point, but I was so constricted that sprinting, and from my perspective, didn't waste any energy extra. So this was my intention to do. After turning 250 meters, it was just a matter of paying really close attention to emerge in a safe way and to make a maximum dive, a 100% dive. Of course, I had in my mind always the protocol, and that this was CMAS and a different protocol. I always have this as my last thoughts of the dive, and in the end, yeah, it was successful, and it was a dive I also enjoyed. It was a very fast dive with a lot of lactates, and it was a good experience, a bit different experience. After that, I experimented with the new models of fins, and I could have the same speeds, but with much less effort. So this is why I considered that in the future, I guess it's possible to do around 300 in bifins, in my opinion, and the new athletes, or maybe some old ones, will definitely be able to achieve something like that, especially with the new fins. They're much easier to use, and you don't compromise speed. So I'm actually looking forward to the new pool season and trying to improve the result even more.